Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak back out here with hopefully another edifying lesson, street preaching, all right, stumping down Babylon, and once again, always in the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. The true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah equals He is, He exists. That's what it means. Bahasham means in the name. All right. Yahawashi means He saves, He delivers. He is salvation. Once again, Bahasham in the name. Kakadash, which is a spirit, holy, a spirit that's set apart. Right, which is the Holy Spirit, the set-apart spirit, which you must possess to come into this thing. Okay, so if somebody's not coming in those correct names, that correct vibration, then they're not in this truth, man. Okay, you can call on all these different type of names and find out that you don't have the true understanding. You don't got the proper belief. Okay, you're in a state of delusion. As it says in Job 12:16, the deceived and the deceiver are his. So you're deceiving yourselves by calling upon a different name and walking upon a different path, a different way. As Yahawashi say, you come in a different way into the sheepfold and you're a thief and a robber. It's only one way to come in, and that's through that narrow gate, that straight gate. All right? Through pain, through suffering, through persecution. Okay? You got to go through it, trials and tribulations, and through that name. Okay, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Alright, at the end of the day, those are the names, man. It's no other names. Alright? So, today we're going to talk about a divine balance. A divine balance. And that is what you see taking place in all aspects of life. You have what? You have good set against evil. You have a divine balance. Okay, I want to go to Isaiah, the 44th chapter first. Starting at the top. Thus saith Yahawah to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two levered gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give the treasures of darkness and hidden riches in secret places, that thou mayest know that I, Yahawah, which called thee by thy name, am power of Israel. So Yahawah is a God of Israel. He's the power of Israel. Okay? For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am Yahawah, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girdled thee, though thou hast not known me. Okay? So understanding this, he's chosen a select nation. A nation that he's made his elect. Okay? The best of the kind. So Israel, the Israelites, Yasharahla, the princes of the power, the sons of God, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the best of humankind. Okay? Of all these nations on this planet. Okay? We are the best of the kind. We are the elect as a nation in whole. And then you have an elect. You have a chosen few. Many are called, few are chosen. So you have chosen individuals in that nation, which he will deal with, which is what you call your remnant. Those individuals that will be saved, such as Jeremiah, Nahum, Isaiah, Ezekiel. He chose prophets. He chose men to bring this truth out, to bring the understanding to the sheep. Now, will everybody receive it? No. Everybody does not love the Father. He does not love everybody. All right? You have people that denounce the Most High. They go against him. They say the Bible's written by a white man. They've never done their research. They've never done, any type of detailed, diligent searches, which they should have done, but they can't even bring themselves to do that. All right? They just believe what they heard from word of mouth. All right? So, he is the power of Israel. Keeping it going. Verse 6. That they may know from the rising of the sun, right? And from the west, because the sun rises where? In the east. Japan is known as the land of the rising sun. It's far east. It's also known as the far east. Okay? So they shall know from east to west. That's what he's saying. They shall know from east to west. Alright? That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahawah and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahawah, do all these things. Right? So with that understanding, we understand at that point in time, Yahawashi was being used as an angel. He was coming down here being the angel of Yahawah. Now, we understand that Yahawashi is on the right hand of the Father due to prophecy, actually in this same book. Okay, Isaiah 53 and 10, Isaiah 53, the whole chapter. Isaiah 11, Isaiah 9, okay, Isaiah 7, okay. You know, certain precepts in those chapters, which will let you know the foreshadowing of Yahawashi. Prophecy. This is what we're talking about. And if you can't deal with prophecy, then you haven't been given the Spirit. You got individuals talking about they got the Holy Spirit. They just be bouncing up and down and talking in a weird ass tongue, which is not even Hebrew. It's not even a proper language. You just be jibble jabble jubble. Do you understand, bro? The Spirit is you being able to interpret these scriptures and break these scriptures down and they resonating with you and knowing what the Father is saying to you. You can't read Ezekiel 38 chapter with all that speaking in tongue shit and think you're going to break it down. You're not going to break it down because you have not been taught. You have no understanding. So that wacky-tacky church has led you astray. Where you looking at the scriptures, Isaiah 29, and as it says, it's just a book to you. It's just words upon a page because you haven't been taught, because you haven't humbled yourself to actually be taught. You haven't seeked the teachers. So everything that you've been, as it says, a wise man, a fool will believe the things of his heart, believe the things of his mind. So you're going on your own understanding. All right? When you fail to actually study and be diligent, you can read the Bible. You can read all the Bible. But did you comprehend any of it? Did you get the proper breakdowns? Did you get the proper understandings? Okay? That's, bruh, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Mott, these individuals don't know what they talking about. They are not prophets of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. The Father did not send them. Okay? He did not send these individuals. What did he tell his prophets to do? Hit the corners, hit the streets, highways, hedges, byways, commerce areas of the city. Wisdom crieth in the street, Proverbs 1 and 20. So what is wisdom going to do? It's going to continually cry in the street so that anybody passing, they can step up and listen. They can get the wisdom. They can come and listen. What is God saying? Because of Amos 3 and 6, Amos 3 and 7, he gives his secrets unto the prophets. Right? So you have to go seek his prophets. Our forefathers seek the prophets. Alright? At the end of the day, now let's keep it going. Verse 8, drop down ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, Yahawah, have created it. So he does the evil, and he also does the righteousness. Okay? He brings the darkness, and he also brings the light. So the Father is not just one emotion, how Christians would tell you. He's just simply love. No, he chastises you. He will put you through a situation of chastisement where he beats your ass and he knocks you low. He puts you in these situations to test you and to prove you. As a servant, as a friend, you have to be proven. All right? Hey, Shalawam. Hey, Shalawam to my brother in Dua, man. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak. Okay? This is Habakkuk 2 and 2. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go and start at the top. Habakkuk 2 and 1. Let's go get over it. Let's go over this. One second. I see you. Come here. Whoa. Alright. The water. Habakkuk 2 and 1. And it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahawah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, and that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Now, understanding this, you have appointed times, and that goes into a divine balance. All right, if you could you post 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 for me? You know, Baba Kishar. So you have appointed times. You have an appointed time where the wicked has been given a rulership. You go back through history, because history is something that you definitely should be studying. All right, we was just recently teaching this brother on TikTok, man. And, you know, to be honest, man, he was high-minded. He was lifted up in pride, and he denies needing an elder. He denies needing this order that has been set up on the earth. But we tried to make it known to him that you do need these things so you can grow better. You need that sincere milk, and you need the proper understanding. And you actually need to study history, because the brother did not know history. All right, period. He did not know certain things that took place that actually were prophecy. Okay? So you have appointed times, such as the Babylonian period, the Mede and the Persian period, these empires, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, okay? Such things such as the Arab slave trade, all right? The Atlantic slave trade, most definitely, okay? The British Empire, the Ottoman Turk Empire, all right? You got certain empires and things of that nature. What were these? These were appointed times for individuals to rule, all right? So you need to know these things. You need to have an understanding of these things. To know the history, or to know the mystery, you got to know the history, as it's always said. So you have to match the secular with the biblical. You have to match what happened with the biblical, because this is also another timeline of what will happen and what has already happened. So it goes back to having a spirit of prophecy. All right, now America is set up to rule. Let's go to Revelation, the 20th chapter. Hey, the water right on it. I feel right on it. This is Revelation 20, and we're going to start at verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, understanding once again the mystery and the history, you got to know when this actually happened, because this already took place. Satan, that old dragon, that serpent, that devil, has already been bound 1,000 years. This does not take place later on, man. For you individuals that are preaching that, like I said, that is a doctrine of a Baptist, Protestant, or Methodist church, man. That's all that is. Okay? That's what the white man has fed into these churches, for them to be taught, for that to be taught in these churches, that Satan is going to be bound 1,000 years after Yahawashi comes. All right? Now, in that sense, yeah, but that's not what Revelation 20 at the top is talking about, because we understand Satan will go into another 1,000-year bounding, which will include slavery. All right? Now, let's keep it going. Verse 3. And cast him into a bottomless pit and shut him up. Now, that bottomless pit is talking about Europe. It's talking about the Caucasus Mountains. It's talking about the land of Europe. All those lands, UK, England, Germany, Spain, all those different type of lands, okay, that Esau was dwelling in, that which understanding Esau had went and took over those lands. He took over Spain from Japhetic tribes, which are Tarshish. He took over Greece from a Japhetic tribe, which is Javan. He took over Germany from a Japhetic tribe, which is Gomer. He took over all these type of lands. He took over Russia during the Caucasian Wars from a Japhetic tribe, which is known as Magog. All right? So he took over these lands, understanding that. All right? But hey, the funny thing is Yahawah found his ass in those lands. And I love it. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to do a lesson later this week, possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm going into, you have such things called black Germans and black Russians, and certain kings that ruled in Europe for a time, Moorish kings, all right, things of that nature, just to show our brothers, if our brothers don't know, you know, new brothers that may not know these things, to show how we were ruling in these areas and we lived in these areas. And some of those individuals may be Japhetic, because Japhetic people are dark-skinned as well, who you now know as the islanders today, Polynesians, you know, Samoans, Hawaiians, etc., but they are dark-skinned people, melanated people as well. Okay, that light skin, that red skin that Esau has is a curse for him. This is why he's the highest in certain forms of skin cancer. Okay, he is cursed. It's the curse of Cain, the mark of Cain that's upon him. All right, now let's keep it going. So this land, this time period is talking about from the fall of the Western, the Western Roman Empire, okay? Because the Eastern Roman Empire would turn into the Byzantine Empire, which Jake would rule, all right? Would have authority, would have places of power, positions of power during the Byzantine Empire. Now this is what the YT man calls and tells you is the Dark Ages, or the Middle Ages, all right, or the medieval times, etc., etc. All right, now for them, that was a time of drinking shit water. You drinking water, you drinking from the same water that you piss in. That's what Esau was doing. Until we came into their lands and said, no, nigga, you need an outhouse. Okay, you need a sewer system, and you need actually a water system. Okay, you need water filtration. You need, do you know how to, like, what are you doing? All right? You had certain Moorish kings that came, they put lights up in the streets. They lit the streets with lanterns. All right, before any Europeans was doing that. Okay? They made them bathe their ass. Y'all talking about y'all take baths once a week, once every 2 weeks and shit. No, you need to take a bath every single day, man. All right? You white folks be tripping, bro. Just nasty. You move like a dog, man. To be honest. But Jake come and clean your ass up. Just how Jake about to come and clean your ass up once again. Because look what the fuck you done did. This place is destroyed, bro. Our people out here eating fake food. KFC, that's not even real chicken. That's why they don't call it Kentucky Fried Chicken no more. It's just KFC. Because if you go into it, it's been brought out. That's human meat. McDonald's as well. But you got our people eating this stuff. You got our people indulging in this stuff, man. Like it's fine. You know, that's showing that the rulership is wicked. Alright? So let's keep it going. Jake was at the stoplight eating that up. You know, but Jake, feel it in their soul, man. You feel it in your soul that this is not your rest. You don't supposed to be going and paying bills every single day, bro. Alright? Working constantly. You know, even like just simple things, man. Simple things such as getting into it with your woman. Things of that nature. This ain't supposed to be ideal. This ain't what's supposed to be happening. Alright? You're supposed to have servants, maids, bondwomen, bondmen, individuals. All right? You're supposed to be in a position of rest, relaxation. And your spirit can feel it. You yearn for that. But we are in a position of punishment. We are in a position of meekness. We are in a position of being humble because of what we did beforehand. All right, that brother got that second address for me? Nah. Come on, if anybody could give me that second address, 6 and 9. Second address, 6 and 9. Baba Kashar. All right, keeping it going. Verse 4. Or matter of fact, let's finish 3. Salakia. And cast him into the bottomless pit. So that bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. So he was locked up, and not really physically locked up, but spiritually locked up. The same way that a Nebuchadnezzar was sent to the field to eat from the field like a donkey. Okay? It was a seal placed on his mind. He was took from his rulership power. So Esau was took from ruling the world, the known world, during the Western Empire, the Western Roman Empire, to basically being a donkey in the field, man. In the same sense. Not knowing how to wash his ass, not knowing how to clothe his ass, etc., etc. Living in a state of just wickedness. A state, and always wickedness, but a state of having no sense of knowledge. Literally being a caveman, okay? Now, yeah, you would have certain individuals, certain Edomites that would have certain civilizations and things of that nature. Don't get it twisted, okay? But the intelligence that they once had was stripped, was pulled away, okay? That's what we're saying, all right? This is why, furthermore, at the end of this time period, when they came down, they brought with them a plague. They brought with them much sickness, much illnesses, which they had already formed immunities to. Because shit, they lived amongst the rats. They ate rat, cat, bat. They ate all these type of things that you don't supposed to eat. They ate all these abominable actions. So they took in all these diseases already. So they had immunities to the diseases. So when they touch you, Jake, you ain't never dealt with those type of diseases. You was dying off. 2/3 of our people died off because of Esau. All right? The way that they came in. You know, and that's you can look at that from the Moorish Empire began to fall 700 BC, 700 AD, and the rest of it fell around 1492 AD. Okay? But that's another, who gave it over? You had a Jake in 1492 that gave it over to, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. All right, he gave the kingdom over, all right, to them. He basically gave up at that point in time, okay? So that's what happened. So it would let you know, and you can look that up in the history books. Jake was ruling. Jake had a position of power. Jake was fighting wars against the Edomites, but it was a divine takeover. Yahawah had, because what? He had to seal them for 1,000 years. So therefore, that time period was up. That appointed time, right? So therefore they had to come out and they had to begin to take over. Now, a lot of those takeovers, hey, it started around the 1200 AD, 1300 AD, but the massive effect and the last type of wars were in the 1400s, where Esau would ultimately take the seat of power. So Esau kicked you off the horse. A horse represents power, and Esau got up on the horse. And ever since then, Esau's been like, giddy up, man. Okay? Now, what is that talking about? Let's keep it going. That he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Now, we are in that little season where Esau is upon that horse. All right? Let's get, the brother got that? Hey, the water, second address 6, the brother says 6 and 99. Second address 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All right? So, yes, indeed. Second address 6 and 9 Esau is the end of the world, which means the end of this kingdom, the end of this rulership, the end of this heaven. All right? As it says in Revelations, the 21st chapter, he's the end. Matter of fact, we'll go there next. He's the end of this heaven. Now, what you're going to see is a new earth and a new heaven. That does not mean that the earth is going to be destroyed. No. Okay? It simply means that society is going to be changed. You got, man, Kakuma sharing shit. Kakuma need to be up in here. That means that stuff is going to be changed. Society is going to be different. All right? We're going to actually be moving in righteousness. We're going to be moving in understanding. We're going to be moving in truth. Okay? Under who? Under Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. So the Holy Spirit. Okay? So everything is coming back. The Father and the Son. Rulership is going to be raised up. As it says, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people mourn. So you want the righteous to rule. So you can rejoice. You can be lifted up. You can be happy. You can eat real food. Alright? You can learn real things. Learn real understandings. Okay? You won't be putting gas in your car no more, man. Hey, we probably most likely gonna be using the energy that's just provided in the air. It's energy. Right now I'm grabbing energy. Alright? I don't think I'm crazy. But for real, it's energy in the atmosphere. Okay? So that, man, it's so much that has been lost due to Esau taking over. It's so much that they suppressed and they pushed away. Alright? The fact that you look at these buildings, any of these buildings, right? You know, houses back there in the distance. They're what? They're built in a way that's not efficient. It's not power efficient. Okay? Do you know that making the top of your house, you make it white? Alright? I believe it's white. And it's gonna it's either white or black. It's one of them. But it's gonna actually push off heat in the summer, and it's gonna bring in heat in the winter. Alright? And then make it with a material of hemp, which, what did they do to hemp in the 1900s early? They outlawed it. They said, nah, you can't use this no more. Because what? It was gonna destroy all their corporations, all their economy. Hemp would have ruled the economy because it was what? Efficient. It was stronger than all these other things they built it with. It was better. It's what we're supposed to use. And it would also make your house more efficient. The cost, things of that nature. All right? So the righteousness of the earth, the way that the earth was established and set up, Esau rejects that. He don't want you to build your houses properly and correctly. You know? If you build your house as a pyramid like that, it actually harnesses more energy, things of that nature. This is why you see pyramids and things of that nature back in the day, because those were actually power structures, man. All right? They fueled entire cities, man. Egypt wasn't just no damn wasteland. What the fuck y'all talking about? No, Egypt wasn't no desert back then. All right? It was the place to be. Egypt was the place to be. They were a major empire back then. That's why Yahawah had us in there, and he brought them down, and everybody feared him. He was known as Al-Ashadri, demon-like powers, for what he did to those Egyptians. It wasn't no light opponent. Okay? He put us in the midst of a strong land to bring us out to glorify his name. The same way right now, we are in the midst of the strongest land on this planet. The ones that rule this earth. And what is he gonna do? He gonna bring us up out of here to show his power. But y'all don't believe in our power, man. Y'all think he can't do it. That's what y'all on. You know, a lot of you individuals, man. Y'all don't believe that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is gonna bring us up out of this. You too busy going back and forth with fucking brothers. Alright? Slandering brothers, things of that nature. You ain't even doing no lessons. You ain't producing shit. You a fucking bug out, man. A lot of you individuals, bro. You know? And damn, niggas need to get serious, bro. Alright? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is coming as a thief in the night. A thief in the night. And you ain't watching. You ain't paying attention. You too caught up on getting boxed on TikTok. You too caught up on bullshit. You too caught up on worldly affairs, things of that nature. Okay, you're not caught up on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, keeping it going. Verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, not no Jesus. All right, and for the word of power, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Now, those that were beheaded, that's talking about those that were martyred for this truth. According to 1 Thessalonians 4, 16, 17, those that died in Hamashiach, all right, were beheaded. Because what is DJT bringing back? Guillotines. Chopping niggas' heads off. Yes. No, the president's not going to do that. Now shut your goofy ass up. You don't even see what's going on. You're not even paying attention. All right? He's sending troops anywhere that rebels against him. Oh, you speaking against me? All right, I'm gonna put troops in your house. I'm gonna put troops in your city. You speaking against me? What did Jimmy Kimmel get took down for? He made a joke against Trump. You can't even make jokes on him no more. This is a tyrant, bro. This is Nero himself back in the flesh. But Jake don't believe shit. Jake think just because you got a AK-47, a 9mm, a Glock, a 45, you think you're gonna be okay. No, Trump is coming down on you people like hell, bro. And he's gonna take y'all over, man. All right? It's gonna be sedition amongst men. You will be fighting the government, martial law, 15-minute cities. All this type of stuff is about to take place. And you people just sitting here looking stupid, man. Everybody in their cars. Everybody in their cars look like, what the fuck is he talking about? All right? I can't wait. We can't wait for it to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I promise. Because what is that? Divine balance. Now in that, you have a divine balance. You have judgment going forth, and then you have salvation going forth. You always have a balance. Because as we read in Isaiah 45th chapter, 5 through 7, Yahawah brings upon all these things. I'm telling you, all right? If you sell some lemonade in the street for 10 cents, Yahawah ordained that. You ain't do that on your own power. If you just blinked, Yahawah ordained that. You did not do that on your own power, talking about some damn free will. Nigga, you's a free dummy. That's what you is. You ain't even got no freedom. You have liberty. You understand what liberty is? My brothers that was in the military, you understand what liberty is? Because you got liberty. You know, we going on liberty. But you got to be back by midnight. If you're not back by midnight, oh, you getting in trouble. You going to captain's match. You know what I'm saying? You got liberty, to a certain point in time. You don't got no freedom. You can't just, we landed in Australia. We couldn't just go in Australia and stay there. All right? I had liberty. I had to be back on the ship. Okay? So it's a difference between liberty and freedom. This is why you have a statue of liberty and not a statue of freedom. Because you have no freedom. You are caught up in a delusion. Everything the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Oppenheimers want you to think, they got you thinking that. Right there, in their trap. The elite banking families are on your head. And they just watching y'all look stupid. Oh, let's give them Charlie Kirk. Oh, let's unalive them. Oh, let's make them feel bad about that. Oh, let's cause a race war. Oh, let's make them fight black against white. Oh, let's do that. Oh, that'll be good. Oh, let's make it happen. And everybody is just going along with it, man. That's what y'all people are doing, like some sheep. When y'all talk, I don't hear nothing. All I hear is bah, bah. Because y'all don't know what's going on. Shalawam. All right? At the end of the day, now let's keep it going. So those that did not worship the beast or the image or his ways, his likeness, these things, that they are what? They are set up, they are preserved. That's the remnant, the elect. So it's an elect within an elect, because Israel is the chosen nation, and then you have chosen individuals in that chosen nation, and nobody knows So if you talking about you chosen, hey, yo, I'm one of the 144. No, you not, nigga. All right? You could be doing lessons, great lessons, every single day. All right? Week in, week out. But then your ass fall out for some weird-ass reason. Oh, yeah, man. You know, well, the earth is flat, bro. You know, y'all ain't teaching this, but we teach it. Let's shut up, man. You gonna fall out for some weird-ass reason, man. Well, I don't think the C-hip is actually the mark of the beast because, come on, man. All these type of weird doctrines. These are strange women that you are pulling onto you, man. Strange women. All right, and you see that constantly. All these different type of doctrines that's out here that America is pushing and letting loose. This is a land of harlotry. This is a whore. What goes into a whore? Everybody gets a turn. So here you can do Islam, you can do Hinduism, you can do Christianity, you can do Buddhism. Every single thing you want to do. Man, I just saw a bird with something in his mouth. And that we know, we understand. In those days, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi will feed us just like he fed Elijah, man. I literally, that's a sign, man. A bird with some food in his mouth. So, but a Jake that ain't got no proper understanding, get too carnal, you gonna be like, man, how am I eating those days? How am I drink? You know, what am I gonna do? Because you ain't never trusted in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. All right? It's a divine balance. Either you on the good side, the right side, or you on the left-handed side. All right? So you better make your calling to the election sure, man. All right, let's keep it going. Verse 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. But they shall be priests of power and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. That's it. That ends it. Okay? Don't go down here and say, yeah, man, verse 7 says, 1,000 years or Satan shall be loose. No. Understanding that verse 7 is going back to verse 1, 2, and 3. But we see this mistake so many damn times, man. Jake talking about, yeah, Satan gonna be loose after 1,000 years. So you talking about Yahawashi gonna reign, and then he gonna have to fight? We gonna have everlasting bodies, spiritual bodies, and ultimate strength, ultimate power, being able to teleport, chariots, all type of manners of intelligence, wisdom, and then we gonna have to fight Satan? Are you stupid? Honestly, make it make sense to me though. Are you stupid? That's the only conclusion that I found. All right? Let's read it the proper way. And when the 1,000 years are expired, that's talking about them 1,000 years that Satan was in the bottomless pit in Europe. All right? Satan shall be loosed out his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Alright? And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. And the beloved city, and fire came down from power out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Now understanding that, man, it's only one lake of fire, bro. It ain't gonna be no two lakes of fire. Okay? When Hamashiach comes back, you will have a lake of fire, which is America, Babylon, which we are standing. This place will be a part of the lake of fire. It will be burning. Alright? So, then we're gonna reign 1,000 years with Hamashiach. Alright? It ain't gonna be no other lake of fire created after that. No. The individuals that we're bringing back in Daniel 12 and 2, alright, for everlasting contempt, everlasting shame, they're going to come back in this type of body and be thrown into the lake of fire. All right? At the end of the day. And they're Israelites, they're going to be regenerated eventually and come back as kids, as seeds. Okay? Now, those Edomites or whoever it be, they will burn for a while, and then they will come back regenerated, reincarnated, and serve as servants. Okay? This is what's known. The heathens shall build the kingdom. We ain't gonna build our kingdom. We're gonna be ruling, and we're gonna make these heathens build a kingdom. I just posted on my TikTok. Moab, Chinese, just built a train station in 9 hours with 1,500 workers. You see what I'm talking about? And you think, come on, man. Their technology, the technological advances, the construction, the mindset, the way that they moving, Yahawah has put a spirit in them to be the best slaves that they can be. You know what they say in the army? Be all you can be? Well, that's their mindset. I'm going to be the best slave I can be for Israelites, man, for Yasharahla. That's what they're going to be. This is why they've been given that understanding on how to do these type of things. All right? And then, furthermore, when we're ruling them in righteousness, it's going to be heightened. You know, things that they're doing right now is going to be heightened to a whole nother level. A divine balance is what we're seeing. They want to mark us. They want to C-hip us. They want to put a chip in all of us. Guess what? They going to be branded. In a sense, you going to know who your slaves is. Your slaves on your plantation, on your mountain, on your mansion. You going to know where they at. You going to know what they are. They going to be yours. All right? In a sense, it ain't going to be no confusion. Ain't going to be no running away. And now you ain't running off the plantation, Esau. Okay? You know, this is 1,000 years of slavery. Let's go to Revelation 18, and then we got to go to Revelation 21. Where that cup will be given unto you. That cup that you gave us to drink for 500 years, you know, will be given unto you, and you will drink it double. Hey, you give us a cup of water, guess what, bro? We give you 2 cups. You know, we just trying to be nice. We just trying to be, you know, I want to make sure I'm not stepping on your toes, Esau. All right? Because you gave us a cup, we going to give you 2 cups. This is Revelation 18. And we can start. Let's start at the top, just because. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Now what is that? That's this place, America. This so-called great city, okay? Is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? So, her philosophies, her ideas, her idolatries, all these type of things have spread across this world, have spread across this planet. All right? You come to America. Perfect example. Eddie Murphy. It was either raw or delirious. All right? African chick came to America talking about why you don't buy me Reeboks no more, right? Because she came to America, she got amongst these American women, and she lost that servitude mindset as a woman as she's supposed to have. So she's we call that Americanized. All right? I've been being out of the country in these different nations, around different, you know, individuals, women and things of that nature, seeing the difference between an American woman and, let's say, a Japanese woman, an Australian woman, whatever, Korean woman, etc., etc. It's a 100% 360 difference, man. Okay? Because they're raised up in a different mindset. They're raised up in a totally different vibration, a totally different spirit. Okay? So you come to America, your spirit is tainted. It's corrupted. How much more so when they get into your government? They put up an embassy in your country, and they push their ways and their ideas in your country. Now, your citizens are talking about they LGBTQ. But they was never saying that 20 years ago. But ever since the American embassy has been here and they've been allowed to push their nonsense, oh, they talking about independence. They talking about feminism. They talking about equality. They talking about all this bullshit that is not a natural way of living. So you have given over to a lustful type of way, a wicked type of way, and forsaken the natural way of life. This is why you got, bruh, at the end, a man cannot reproduce with a man. What the fuck is y'all doing? A woman cannot reproduce with a woman. You are actually going against the first commandment, man. Multiply and be fruitful. Be fruitful and multiply. You think the Most High created you to not reproduce? Nigga, you are here for a purpose. To bring back seed, to worship him, to have your seed worshiping him. That's your purpose. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, be deleted, motherfucker. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired. If you're not here to do the job, don't come to work. Check out, bitch. Damn. Niggas can't get in order, man. Alright? Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, because she comes to you and she presents herself so beautiful, as John was talking about, the lady in red. Alright? He admired her. She looks good. But once you get into America and you understand the ways of America, you understand that it's not good. It's not a nice place to live. It's trash. They say you drink beer. You drink beer in America. You get fat. You get that beer gut. You drink beer in the UK. You actually lose weight. I'm like, yo, right? So it's because the way that it's produced, the yeast, the things of that nature, the way that it's produced, everything here is produced to kill you. All right? Take for example, this McDonald's. It's trash. But in Japan, McDonald's is fire. I used to go to McDonald's in Japan. Fire. Good meat. You know, solid meat. KFC and McDonald's. Fire. Good chicken. All right? They don't allow that American, they allow the companies, but they don't allow the taintedness to come in, where you're giving your people human meat, false meat, things of that nature. No, it has to go through a check. They actually, hey, that's the thing. They actually care about their citizens. Oh man, God forbid somebody care about their citizens. God forbid somebody care about the population that they're ruling over. So it goes back to the point of a divine balance. Yeah, we will have slaves, we will have people in captivity, beaten, torturing, things of that nature. But we're also going to do things in righteousness, because that's all actually righteousness, because it's their judgment. It's what they deserve. It's justified. All right? Because of what they spoke, how they moved, how they carried themselves, the things that they did. You got to be a simp. You got to be a sap-ass individual, a sorry-ass pussy, man. At the end of the day, to think that Bill Gates does not deserve to go into slavery for everything that he's done, unaliving millions upon millions and possibly billions. Okay? You know, so if you are trying to justify that man, you're trying to justify George Soros, you're trying to justify P. Diddy, you're trying to justify Jay-Z, you're trying to justify your government, Trump, Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, George Bush. All right, you're trying to justify these individuals when they never had your best interests in their heart. They never cared about you. The celebrities, the actors, the actress, the musicians, all these individuals that you watch and follow and idolize, because you do, they don't care about you. Nigga, who the fuck is you? All right, they do not care about you. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. That's talking about the chariots, UFOs, coming down to get us. So we don't have to indulge, we don't have to partake in that final plague. It ain't talking about no damn rapture, my boy. Okay? You're going to have to go through Jacob's trouble. You're going to have to go through that great tribulation. You're going to have to endure. You're going to have to be persecuted. And furthermore, that thing is your body fighting you right now. Your flesh, your understanding. All right? You fighting your own thoughts. You fighting those of your own household. All right? All this type of stuff, man. Because of stemming back to Esau and the way that he raised up individuals. So they think that this is actually the correct way. Before you do anything, man, you need to go to the scriptures. Go see what God said. Go see what the Father Yahawah said. Go see what Yahawashi said. Y'all niggas love to say, what would Jesus do? But you never go actually look at what his words were. Meaning Yahawashi. You never actually go look at what he did. But you would say that shit. You say the Father knows your heart. Yeah, he know your heart is darkness. He know your heart is wicked. Your heart, your mind, your thoughts, your ways. So keep saying that shit. The Father know my heart. He know I'm not a bad person. He know I'm good. Nigga, ain't nobody good. You got caught up in a delusion, a mirage, because you in a desert with no wisdom, no understanding, no living water. Everywhere around you is dry. So what you start to see, mirages, illusions, no understanding, man. So you start to think that you're good. When the Son himself said he's not good. Only my Father that is in heaven is good. So you're not good. You're full of sin. Romans 3:23. Alright? You know your heart. You know your heart, alright? But you keep eating that pork, lobster, crab, shrimp, shellfish. Okay, so he know your heart. He know your mind. It's to disobey him. That's your motherfucking heart. Alright? I'm just angry today. I'm so Salakia, man. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath remembered her iniquities. Power hath This place is, oh man. Power have reached, remember her iniquities. So the entire heavens is talking about America. They talking about Babylon. They talking about the beast. They talking about all the ways. That means that they talking about you. Regardless of what you do, the Most High sees it. It's being known. You're being talked about. You're being spoke of. Things are being written down. You think you just doing shit in secret? Ain't nothing in secret, playboy. Keep playing yourself. That's who you playing. You ain't playing the Most High. You think you getting away with something. You ain't getting away with shit. You just like a badass kid stealing cookies from the cookie jar, thinking that nobody saw your dumb ass. Everybody sees you. And it reeks out. It stems out in your character. It stems out in your integrity, in your ways. The fact that you can't take rebuke, you can't take understanding, you can't hold on to the truth. You wicked. And that shows that you've been wicked. Your past life, and the life before that, and the life before that, and the life before that. You've been wicked. A vessel set up for dishonor. Going back to divine balance. You have vessels that are set up for honor, and vessels that are set up for dishonor. You have wicked individuals and righteous individuals. And you may not be one of them, because you can't repent. You can't turn back to the Father, man. How? It's not hard. The commandments are not grievous. It's not. Shit, all I gotta do is, stop committing adultery, stop having sex on the Sabbath, actually listening to the Father, watching lessons, studying, growing. Well, hey, man, this is actually changing my life around, man. Dang, I feel better. My insides is better. I'm cleaner. I got a better understanding of things. I see how everything around here is wicked. I see how, the Wati man is just extremely evil. How he's coming down. Basically, your big brother, he's watching you. Everything. The algorithms are feeding you stuff that's unhelpful, right? All they do is feed you stuff to buy. They sell it. So you therefore are turned into a consumer. If you constantly consume, then how could you elevate? You're stuck in a low class or a middle class position. That's where you're gonna be. With the taxes, the property taxes, the car taxes, all this type of stuff. It's forever gonna be on your head. Because this is how the YT man sets it up. Interest, the scriptures say don't usury, don't suffer usury on your neighbor. So interest already is wicked. All right, somebody borrow $100 from you. Okay, they give $100 back. Why the hell I gotta give you $200 back? That's wicked. You know I didn't have the money when I came to you. So is that a righteous deed? Oh, you know, man, I just need my money back with interest, playboy. Nah, bro. You a sucker. I don't even want your shit. That's a wicked mindset. You jakes are not sincere. Your intentions is not correct. Because the devil is all up in your mindset, man. So you got, hey, I'ma help you. Yeah, he's a great person because he gave that church, or he gave them $1 million. Nigga, he got 100 million. That shit ain't hurt him. You looking at individuals' philanthropy and all of this like they're such great individuals. No, they're not. But they just want to appeal to the world. And the scriptures say, don't let your right hand know what your left hand do. And the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for the breeze. Oh, it feels so good. Alright? So that public opinion is what these individuals seek. You want public approval. You want people to think that you're a good individual. Going back to your heart and your mind, you said the Father know your heart, right? He know that you wicked on the inside. He judges the inward. But you don't got no faith. You don't got no understanding. You don't believe that he actually gonna judge your inward. You think he gonna look at you and see the garment, see the house, see the car. You giving brothers money. You publicizing it. You make it be known. All this type of shit. You think the Father gonna judge you off of that, the outward appearance. Do you know a true Israelite is that of the inward? All right? What you look like off the camera, man? Are you studying? Are you growing? No. It's going to show through your characteristics once again. It's going to show. All right? Stop trying to fool. Stop trying to fool the Most High, man. Damn. All right? Keeping it going. Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath rewarded her iniquities. So when this place is judged, ICBM go down and hit every aspect, every part of America, and it's judged. And you looking at it with an empathy, sympathy mindset. No, you think the Father made a mistake? Well, a nuke just hit LA, and you know, millions of people got unalive. Was all those people wicked? Yes, nigga. All those people was wicked. He decided that. He gave them ample enough time to get right. He gave them enough time to repent and convert. Guess what? TikTok time was over. You understand that? It's called a judgment. You think in the flood, somebody in the flood was right? He shouldn't have unallowed that. You can do God's job better than him? Go do it then. You will fail. You can't make these hard decisions, man. Everything is justified. It's called judgment. You don't understand spiritual means and spiritual matters. You don't understand the divine balance. You just look at everybody and see the outward appearance. Oh, but she's a teacher. But she got kids, she got students, etc., etc. You don't know what's really going on. All you see is Miss Appleby. That's all you see. She teach 3rd grade. Ah, that bitch gonna be destroyed, man. Get out of here. Verse 6. Reward her. What? Reward her. Now, a reward is normally something good. No. Reward is actually a divine balance type of word. It can have a double meaning. It can be good or it can be bad. So everybody gets rewarded. You get rewarded upon your deeds, upon your ways, upon what you do, upon how you speak. You get rewarded, right? So, just follow. Just fucking follow. So, how are you going to be rewarded? You need to start thinking on that. Am I doing things to be rewarded properly? Am I building up my treasures in heaven? All right? Or am I going to be rewarded for, what's your reward, honestly? All right? That's what you need to be thinking. Do your deeds require a good reward, or do your deeds require a bad reward, a judgment? Let's get that precept. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 34. So that a man cannot say, this is worse than that, for in time they shall all be well approved. You have two deaths. You have the flood, and you have the ICBM missiles, the fire. So the water and the fire, both are purification agents. And both of those times, individuals get rewarded upon their deeds. Guess what? It was only 8 souls that got rewarded with being able to keep their lives. Okay? Only 8 souls got rewarded, and they had to restart the whole world, the population. All right? So at this point in time, you have an elect, 144,000, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children that will make it. But you also have heathens that will make it for the purpose of being slaves and servants, bondmen, bondwomen, according to Isaiah 14, 2 and 3, according to Psalms 149, 5 through 9. Okay? So when the king comes back, he's taking all the kings, he's taking the crowns off of all their heads. That means president of whatever, South Africa, whatever, they will not be presidents anymore. It will be his kingdom, his rulership. How you gonna be a king, but you got these other kings that are going against you in your kingdom? Okay? Now what is he gonna do? He's gonna crown other kings, meaning his brothers, which will be, in a sense, his Congress, his Senate, all right? His ruling body, those that he go forth to and delegate. You know, he's ruling over them. They've been showcased to have a similar ability, a similar morality type standpoint, a similar characteristic, integrity like he has. They walk the same path as him, right? So he's going to crown those individuals, and they themselves will also be kings and priests, having rulership over whatever he chooses to give them, right? So it's not in your position, man. It's not in your hand. It's in Yahawah's hand, all right? And ultimately Yahawah. So these reward periods, when individuals are rewarded, the flood, most was rewarded with death, because that's what they deserve. They deserve to die. At this point in time, when the fire, that purification agent, comes, do you think you're going to be rewarded with death or life? That's the main question right now for you. Ask yourself that. Are you going to be rewarded with death or life? All right? Keeping it going. Now let's read this one more time. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double, according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. So, Edom, this nation, this kingdom that's in rulership right now, according to Job 9 and 24, okay, will be rewarded double. Now, what is that? That's based upon what they rewarded us. That's based upon their deeds. Aren't you rewarded upon your deeds? So, based upon their deeds, they are rewarded. So, that double means double the punishment that they gave out. 500 years or so, right? They're going to get double that back. From 1492, you know, and really they started coming in earlier, all right? But 1,000-year reign, at the end of that 1,000-year reign, they will be ultimately destroyed, according to Obadiah, 15 through 18, okay? Reduced to stubble, reduced to nothing, according to Isaiah 14, 21. Prepare thy lot for slaughter, prepare thy children for slaughter. Meaning their seed, they will be rooted up. Their roots will not be able to take place. Meaning their houses will not continue as they like to think. What's that, Psalms 49 and 10? All right? So their houses are no longer going to continue. They're never going to name another place after them. There ain't going to be no more Africa. It ain't going to be no more America. It ain't going to be no more, you know, these lands will actually be named after the lands that they're supposed to be named after. Or however Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi wants to name it. Okay? This place will once again be known as Eden, right? Because that's what it is. And the Garden of Eden is Israel, Jerusalem. Okay? So it's going to be back in the understanding. Alright? All this tainted. You got a place called the Middle East. What is that about? Where the fuck is the West East or the Middle East? Yeah, this the Middle East part, bro. Yeah. This the middle of the eastern part. Wait, but we in Asia, right? Yeah, we in Asia, but it's the middle of the east. But ain't this Asia still? Yeah, it's still Asia, but it's the middle of the east. Cut the crap, yo. Alright. So hey, with that, I ain't gonna wrap it. We're gonna hit Sirach 33 and we're gonna begin to wrap it up. But I'm about to get my phone. No. I've never been to the Middle East. I always wanted to visit. 1 second though, let me get a drink. With food, juice, things like that, we gonna know what to drink, how. And it's the thing, it's like with the brotherhood, these things are being given to us early. The names given to us early. The understanding given to us early. Knowing how to heal our body, knowing what to eat, knowing what to do. It's given to us early. It's given to the heathens and Israelites that don't care for knowledge. It's given to them late or not given to them at all. Right? So it's like this house that we're going into, this kingdom, this heaven, this rulership, we have the blueprint given to us by our king. And that's something that you got to be grateful for, man. You know? So we know what to do. We know how to fast. We know how to take care of our bodies. We know to seek Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, to pray. Okay? A lot of individuals, they don't even know to pray. They don't actually think prayer works. Because when you pray, you're not seeing a carnal benefit from it. You just praying and you just like, well, I'm just talking to the air. Ain't nothing happening. Because you don't have no faith. Alright? Pray, man. Pray. You should constantly be praying. Ongoing. It does work. Alright? And the more you serve Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, okay? He will hear your prayers. He hears you. He understands. He already knows what you need, but you still have to make your call into the election sure. You still have to bring forth the actions. Those are works. He already knows what you need. He has all the breakdowns. You understand? He got the understanding already. He wants to give it to you. He wants to give us the kingdom. Don't think he wants to give you the kingdom. But it's like, do you want it or not? Do you want it or not? Ask yourself that question. Do I want the kingdom? Okay, if your answer is yes, what are you doing to show that? Right? You say you love him, show you love him. Don't just say you love me. Show me. Where them actions at? Alright, let's go to Sirach, the 33rd chapter. We're going to start at the tippy. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth Yahawah. But in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. Okay? Now the Most High know how to deliver the righteous. Let's get that. This is 2 Peter 2:9. Yahawah knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. So, placing us in this test, these trials, these tribulations, temptations all around, all right? But he can deliver you up out of that. Now, what is the recipe to get delivered up out of that? Prayer. Look at Daniel. When he prayed, hey, the angel was being held back by the Prince of Persia, right? But eventually, Michael came, knocked the Prince of Persia back, which is another angel, just on the left-handed side. And that's more so showing a divine balance, all right? So, pushed him back so the angel got through. And then he finally came to Daniel to answer his prayers. So, yeah, you may have to pray, but be consistent with it. This ain't, bro, you don't just do the truth. You just bring out lessons. You just be those, I bring out lessons every other month. What is that about? You just do it when you need something. That's crazy. You know? That's wicked. That's like a female that gives you, you know, intimacy when she wants some money. You's a prostitute. You can't be no prostitute with the Father, man, with Yahawashi. Alright? Consistency, loyalty. You gotta be sincere. It's not what you can get from the kingdom, it's what you can give to the kingdom. What can you do for the nation of Yasharahla? Can you feed the sheep? Are you protecting your people? Are you helping your family? Are you leading them up correctly? What are you doing? Alright? Am I murder mook? Hey, if you know, you know. Let's keep it going. Verse 2. A wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as the ship in a storm. Okay? So we don't hate, like I said earlier, the laws, as it says in the scriptures. The laws is not grievous. It's not hard to keep the commandments. Okay? It's not hard. You know, hey, don't get no lineups, right? Let your beard grow, alright? Just move in a righteous sense, according to the scriptures. You think you're righteous, but you're not really righteous, because you're not righteous according to the scriptures. You're righteous according to your own righteousness. So things that you told in your little puny mind, you think that's correct. So your mind, Jeremiah 17:9, is deceiving you. Like you may think this is right to go forth and lash out at somebody, but that's not the right thing to do. Alright? You don't know. This is why you go to the scriptures, man. Verse 3. A man of understanding trusteth in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. So the law is there, it's gonna be faithful. This it's a lease agreement, right? Hey, you can pay your bills, right? You can live in this house. If you don't pay your bills, then according to the agreement, I gotta kick you out. That's simple as plain. According to the laws, commandments, and statutes, we had to go up under these curses. We had to get kicked out of Israel, right? We had to suffer captivity after captivity, all right? So according to that lease agreement, you are set up in this position, being under captivity, Barak 3:8, subject to payments, having to pay bills, having to serve under the YT man. You know this nigga ain't salty. He ain't got no flavor, no understanding. He ain't got no wisdom, bro. He ain't the best on this planet. He is the weakest. You can tell who is the superior one from sports, inventions, technology, the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we dress, the way that we talk. You can tell who's the superior nation. Israel, Yasharahla, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are far superior than this wet-ass dog. All right? But divine balance, an appointed time, a little season. He has been given that moment to rule over you. Furthermore, for your disobedience. All right? So let's keep it going. Prepare what you say, verse 4, and so thou shalt be heard, and bind up instruction, and then make answer. So you want to bind instruction. What's taught to you? We say all the time, take notes. Take notes. That's it, man. Take notes. Any precepts? Luke 12:32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Right? The water, exactly. He wants to give you the kingdom. So fear not. Hey, these words are not lies. All right? If you don't believe what we're saying, when we coming straight out of the scripture, you don't believe it, then what? Does your belief make the power not real? Does your belief make power not real? God forbid. Lucy quoted. You are what you think and what you feel and your opinion is not going to stop prophecy, nigga. Alright? Just because you don't want to die, don't mean you're not going to die. If you are set up to die, then you are going to die. Unless you repent and turn back. Right now, any individual that don't believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, your ass on death row. Straight like that. You are on death row. With no announcement of the date. Your death could come next week. You want to fuck around with that? You want to fuck around with the fuck around, huh? You on death row. That's scary, bro. That's scary. Alright? So you need to have your conscience fixed. You need to have your understanding the correct. You need to be on the right path. Alright? Verse 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel. Just doing whatever, man. And his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. A stallion horse is as a mocking friend. He nigheth under everyone that sitteth upon him. Oh, I know an individual just like that, boy. Alright? You mocking. Everywhere you go, you mock. Everywhere you go, you know, because you hate the truth, you hate the understanding, you hate the doctrine, you hate great millstones, alright? You hate the affiliates, you hate the rebuke, you hate the correction, but you go forth and you get under individuals. Just because you got a Hebrew name, you know a little bit of the scriptures, you think, oh yeah, them brothers didn't like me over there, well I'm gonna go over here and see if these brothers like me. Oh yeah, these brothers don't like me either, so I'm gonna go over here and see if these brothers like me. Oh, guess what? They don't like you either, nigga. Because you don't have the spirit. You don't have the understanding. You are a reject. You have a reprobate mind. You never saw that it wasn't them. It was you. It wasn't them. It was you every time. Every time it was you. Alright? What's been put out? Do lessons. But you would rather jump on a lie and teach. No lessons under your repertoire. No understanding. And then you want to go say that you're not a teacher. Nigga, you step into the category of a teacher. Therefore, you are a teacher. Regardless if you don't think so or not. You put yourself in that position. How you gonna step in the oven and say the shit ain't hot? Like what? Come on, man. You put yourself in that position. So, you started planting seeds. You can plant bad seeds, and that's what you do. That's what these individuals do. Because you deny leadership. You deny the elders that are before you. You say you watch them, but you don't. It's evident. Keeping it going. So you are like a mocking friend. You knife under everyone that sitteth upon him. Which means, basically, man, you a motherfucker. What they call, man? You a nut lover, man. You get up on the niggas and you love they nuts. You like, yeah, let me be a teacher's pet over here. Hey, you got it. Hey, yeah. But you ain't doing shit for yourself. How the fuck can you call yourself a real man? You ain't never working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's scary. That's why the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that our salvation is not tied to any other man's salvation. So if I tell you something and you don't want to take it according to Ezekiel 33, the blood off my hands, my salvation is not tied to you. Okay? What I make sure I do every single day is I bring it out. I bring out a lesson of some sort. I feed the sheep. So you can never say, the sheep can never say, I didn't come out there and feed. Alright? You might have missed feeding time, but guess what? The lessons are on the YouTube. Okay? So therefore, you can eat today. It's there for you. I put the bread out. It's still there. Go eat it. You don't want to eat? That's up to you, nigga. Starve. I don't care. I put the food out. You can eat or you don't have to eat. I don't care. And that's the mindset, bro. That's the mindset. But they say you lead a horse to the water you can't make. I can't force you to drink. You don't want to drink. You want to starve. You want dehydration. You want that? Then take it. We can't force you to do lessons. We can't force you to get the spirit. We can't force you to call on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you want to die, then you are going to die. If he dies, he dies. If he cries, he cries. If he flies, he flies. Precept. Ecclesiasticus 37:19. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable for himself. Exactly. Exactly, man. And you don't want to be in that position. Alright? Let's keep it going. Verse 37. Slaki. So, Ecclesiasticus 33:7. Why doeth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? So yeah, the sun comes out every day from the east, and it sets on the west. Every single day. But guess what? Tonight has been ordained the Sabbath. Okay? Because the moon declared it. And who created the moon? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Alright? By the knowledge of Yahawah, they were distinguished. Wow. And he altered seasons and feasts. This is why you have different feast days at different points in times. September 30th is what? The Day of Atonement. For individuals to atone for their sins. For you to get right. Forgive one another. Things of that nature, man. You're not supposed to go into that. Don't go into it, still. First of all, man, you're not supposed to hold no grudge in general. You holding a fucking grudge, man. Alright, lose that shit. Okay? Feast of Trumpets just happened. Alright, hey, does that mean that's the only time you're supposed to blow the trumpet? No. You're supposed to blow the trumpet every day, okay? Our people fighting war. It's demons and, enemies coming every single day. Blow that trumpet every single day. Alright, Lord willing, Yahawah, keeping it going. Some of them hath he made high days, and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. And much knowledge Yahawah hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. A divine balance. So you have individuals that, you got brothers that's going to be humble. You got brothers that's going to be meek. You got brothers that's going to take in the understanding, hey, first time. You don't got to tell them brothers nothing else. Hey, you tell them, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, reincarnation, regeneration, nukes, icy, they get it first time. Boom, they out there doing teaching. They teaching. They learning, they studying, they growing. All right, Shalawam to my brother, GMS Fruitful Works. He's one of those brothers, man. It didn't take much for him. It didn't take much. Shoot, brother got out there and got right. He got with the Wisconsin camp and did his thing. It didn't take much. In the beginning, when I remember brother used to ask me questions here and there. I made sure I answered every single question. Gave him the scriptures. Gave him the understanding. Did what I was supposed to do as a brother. And sent him on the way to the brothers in his area as it's supposed to go. Alright? So with certain brothers, it don't take much. And there's certain individuals, man, they might need a pat on the back, a slap on the ass. Hey, correct, get right. Stop bullshitting, stop fucking up. What you doing? Now they might get right. They might come back correct. Alright? But then you got some, you do that to them, and they furthermore spiral out. So these are vessels that are created for dishonor. But Yahawah has created us all in diverse ways. So if you're looking at everybody and saying that everybody is going to be saved, you are a fool. You are gullible as hell. You the type of nigga, a girl go in your wallet. She take all your cards. She spend all your money. She give it back. And you be like, yo, what happened? And she tell you, somebody stole your card. And you believe that shit. You one of those type of fools, man. Alright? Just stupid, just goofy. I saw this, not to get off topic, but I saw this TikTok last night. And Jake is done, yo. This dude said, he's married to this girl. He buys her a car every year. She does not give him any box, ever. He hasn't got box from her in 5 years. Nigga, she getting box. She giving that box to somebody else. We know that. But he's gullible. Jake be gullible. Jake, it's new levels of simp that I ain't never seen. It's new levels of simp, man. Like in levels of simp, he was a simp. Like a Super Saiyan 3 on simpatry. Your simp level is over 5,000. That shit is wild. I mean, he's strapped in. He's simped in. Alright, let's keep going. Verse 10. And all men are from where we at? Verse 12, Salaki. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. So you have brothers that are cursed, such as, did he curse Saul? Yes, he cursed Saul. Did he bless David? Yes, he blessed David. Did he raise up Solomon? Yes. But then at the end of his life, he cursed him. He sent him over to idolatry. All right? But it was for prophecy to be fulfilled, because we understand that Yahawashi. Okay? So some things is for the book to be fulfilled, etc., etc. It's no such thing as free will. So regardless, because hey, Shalawam to the brother Jim S. Melbourne said it last night, man, we all puppets of the Most High. Okay? We are all puppets. It's a stream from me that's going directly back to the heavens. Alright? You know? And that's called the spirit. That's all it is. We are all puppets. So whichever way you are being twisted and turned, that's what's going on. So all you can do about that is pray. As it says in Proverbs 16, set your ways, commit thy ways unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Alright? Super Simp 3, yeah, Khan. Who is that? Alright, let's keep it going. Verse 13. And it reads, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as likeneth him best. Now, as the clay, you're gonna get caught up and you start talking to the potter like you have a say in the matter. You do not. Alright? Jeremiah 18:6. O house of Israel, cannot I do with you as this potter? Saith Yahawah, behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are ye in mine hand, O house of Israel. Right? So a direct precept. They complement one another. You are in the hands of the Father, but you out here talking about free will this, free will that. Even that deceitful thought was placed into you by the Father. Alright? Walk, man, read the scriptures, man. Don't just skim over them. This ain't no high school test. Alright? This is a test for life or death. You need to truly understand the ways that's on you. Either it be, like we say, demons get on individuals. That's a spirit. Demons can be placed on individuals. You can sense them. Alright? You know what I'm saying? So, for those moments, you have to what? Fast, pray. Okay? Don't allow these things to overtake you, because they'll bring you into maybe a sense of depression. What does the demon want to do? It wants to take you into deep darkness, a gross darkness, so that you can't connect back to the Most High. It wants to separate you from the brotherhood. It wants to separate you from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It wants to give you that lone wolf spirit. It wants to give you that I don't need elder spirit. It wants to give you all of that type of understanding. That's no understanding. It's confusion. But if you allow these to the women, it's an independent demon that'll jump on you, that'll tell you, you don't have to listen to your man. You want to buck up against your man. You want to go at your man. You want to lay hands on your man. You want to cuss your man out. You want to talk shit under your breath against your man. Things of that nature. You can't shut the fuck up. Alright, so whatever it may be, these things will jump on you in the heat of the moment, And that's what? Emotions, right? As men, you're supposed to rule over your emotions. You females, it is what it is. A woman that's in this truth, though, certain wisdom shall be put on you. So therefore, you are supposed to have a better understanding and carry yourself with a better way of acting, better characteristics, not allowing your emotions to rule your fucking mouth. All right? Keeping it going. Verse 14. Matter of fact, let's go back to 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as likeneth him best. So yes, Yahawah has chosen. He has individual that he likes better than other individuals. He may not like you like that, bro. You got this guy on TikTok. He wants to slander my name and things of that nature. But he has produced no lessons. He brought no understanding out, no edification. He came in the live talking about, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm giving people the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, boom, boom, boom. But you're doing it all in a different type of order. You're coming up in a different way. All right? It's not edifying. It's not the proper way. You going a different way than the elders told your ass to do. So therefore, you are a thief and a robber. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi didn't tell you to get down like that. All right? And you know that. If you are watching from the background, which you most likely are, because you're not a man. You don't move like a man. You move like a snake, like Esau, like your father, the devil. All right? With that being said, I told him, man, I said, man, Yahawah just don't like you. If he liked you, he would give you the understanding. He would show you. He would take that deceitful ass spirit up off of you. If he places a deceitful spirit on you, and it's consistent, it's ongoing, it's constant, the Father most likely don't like you. All right? Look at Al-Azhar. Man, Yahawah don't like Al-Azhar. Okay? He don't like this individual. Okay? Let's keep it going. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner. So you have a balance. You have good people, which are set against wicked people. You have individuals that are going to listen to the Most High and read His Word. You got individuals that say, the Bible was created by the white man. All right? Failing to understand that in the Bible, the white man is destroyed. He's sent into captivity, slavery. But you never know that if you never open the Bible. All right? So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another. All right? So, hey, man, with that being said, I'm going to end it right there. That's concluding divine balance. You have 1 against another, 2 against 2. Okay? Evil against good, wicked against righteous. Esau against Jacob. Cable against Cable. Tongue twisted. Boy, I was about to say Cain. I was about to say Cable and Aim. Cain against Abel. Serpent against Adam. All right? So, which that serpent is actually the spirit of Cain. Okay? It's a man. It's not no snake. It's a man, Nakash, which is a warlock. Alright? One that does division. Divination, not division. He's a mathematician. That nigga was a mathematician. One that does divination. One that does sorcery. Witchcraft. Alright? A warlock. Alright? So, hey, man, hey, with that being said, you're gonna have that. You got the heroes and the villains. You know what I'm saying? That epic story. It never gets old. You know? Good against evil. It never gets old. Because that's what we feel. It's a beautiful story. This is the greatest story ever told. Alright? This is the greatest story ever told. We get to live in it. We are a part of it. We have roles to play in it. Okay? All you can do is pray that your role is that of a righteous individual, man. You know? So with that being said, face the east, all praises to Yahawah. Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Double honors once again to the elders, apostles, bishops of the Great Millstone who I do listen to. Shalawam to you brothers as always. All right, Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. All right, hey, a lot of stuff passing, you know, to end it out. Digital ID mandate going forth in the UK. All right, they talking about, you know, phase 1 or whatever, 2028, all of that. We believe it's going to be expedited, okay? The Bible has been banned in China, okay? Online preaching has been banned in China as well, all right? You know, certain things like that have already took place in Israel and other places in the so-called Middle East, which is Asia, all right? So, you know, a lot of this stuff is gonna clap, man. Father moving, and he's gonna begin to move fast and fast and faster and faster and faster, right? So hey, with that being said, we got a precept, Job 12 and 16. Most definitely, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Yep. Hey, that's it. Okay, the Most High sets up individuals to deceive, and he sets up individuals to relieve. You know what I'm saying? You got prophets, you got false prophets. All right, you got real pastors, you got false pastors. You got soothsayers, you know, and you got real seers. Okay, so it's a divine balance. All right, but hey, shalom, shalom.